Nice.
Now, there's your response to that. Satisfied?
Hello everyone, welcome to This Week at X. Today we're going to start with drama alerts. Now they get a lot of community notes, which inhibits their ability to make any money from their tweets. This is not one of those times, although they do quite often, they really do. They tweeted, Mr. Beast robbed. Should Mr. Beast have won Times Person of the Year instead of Taylor Swift? Some think so. Included an image. I think we can all agree that Mr. Beast should have been the Person of the Year with dropping 100 wells in Africa, healing 1,000 people's blindness, and 1,000 people's hearing. I mean, Taylor Swift brought music to the masses, sure, she's amazing, heart emoji, but ... included 2 pictures. One of Jared Leto's Joker as Person of the Year, and the other Mr. Beast. If you can't take a joke, get over yourselves. Drama Alert also tweeted Chris Tyson with the ballsy reply. Mr. Beast had lost D's Nuts branding for Feastables bars after a lawsuit. This makes Mr. Beast the second person in his team to lose their nuts. Chris Tyson replies, how could I have lost them when y'all stay riding them so much? The only thing that could have made that better, would have been if you'd managed, Chris Tyson, to ratio Drama Alert. But it turns out, no, they get more likes than you did. That's unfortunate, I guess.
Well, my milkshake rains on the boys and girls of the yarn. They're like it's better than yours.
As we're in the ballpark of YouTube drama, in the form of Drama Alert that is, we can now segue to Keemstar, who runs the Lolcow Live podcast. He created it anyway, and he has to deal with them behind the scenes. And it's quite interesting to me to see how little some are willing to put in to try and get something out of it. As a creator, I know that I need to promote my content so that people will see it, because I cannot trust the YouTube algorithm alone. It is also right that I want to maximize my views as best I can. To do so will enable me to be able to get the most out of that video before I move on to the next topic. This is a very basic principle, and during the month of December, you want to be as active as possible. Use up all that potential you have to get the most out of it. Insert Keemstar with the tweet, Fat Losers, and a video.
To deal with these losers on a daily basis, and it sucks, all right? Lolcow Live, all right? Great episode this week, is going live in 10 minutes. No promotion from Tommy C, no promotion from Boogie298, no promotion from Wings Redemption. All 3 of the main hosts on this show are missing.
Obligatory fair use related remark. I feel like those who are part of the show don't understand you need to promote your work so more people will see it. That's the point after all of the podcast, and if you want this to last, you want to get it out there as quick as possible. All of you have a sizable following on social media. You all do. So it would be right that you put in more of a concerted effort to get your content out there.
They're not in this chat interacting with fans. The week before we had 900 people waiting before the episode went out. The week before that was like 1,000. The week before that was like maybe 800 or something. There's only 285 people waiting because these assholes that are the host of this podcast aren't even here when the episode comes out. Bro, like if you don't care enough to hype up your content before it comes out, how can you expect anyone else to care about it?
I'm getting the feeling they've been failing at this. I do hope one day they're able to get Dark Side Phil on. It's just a shame he's busy right now, giving his audience lip service, of course, by playing a game they beg him to play, because that's how it works.
This is what it's like dealing with these f***ing losers, bro. I got a million things going on today, all right? I'm working on this crazy big deal. I got the Happy Punch stuff going. I got the Drama Alert stuff going. I've talked to 15 different motherfuckers since I woke up today. These guys are sitting on a couch somewhere eating cookies and chips and Mountain Dew and fucking Pepsi, and these fatties can't take 2 seconds to come interact with their own goddamn fans in the chat before their episode comes out.
So I guess we're going to move away from this entirely and do a random block of the week. We also get to talk about gatekeeping. Moondragon had tweeted, Gatekeeping Explained. Join the hobby, open door, shut the door, change the hobby. A retweet of Demon Faye Shay. How it feels to be a trans in the Warhammer 40k community sometimes. Hiding under a tank and a bivvy. Nice. Cute. Quaint. As I was scrolling through the replies, I noticed one that I couldn't see. Turns out someone called Sean has me blocked on Twitter. Yay! Sadly, with Archive now, it doesn't archive the entire thread of conversation, so I can't see what they actually tweeted in the first place. So I have no idea why I'm blocked by this individual. Not that it matters, it's just a random block of the week, but we should probably talk about gatekeeping. As a hobby, 40k is not anywhere near as poisonous, and I say this with 27 years worth of invested experience in this hobby, as other hobbies, other fandoms that I have noticed, or seen, observed, maybe partaken in a little. There are many that are vastly more toxic. GW, as a whole, makes it a bit more inclusive and has done so over the years. Many have tried to change canon and retcon it entirely to be more inclusive, and it's backfired magnificently. Don't forget here, the majority of those that partake in this hobby are male. I myself admit that I can at times become a bit of a gatekeeper in this hobby because I really love my hobby, but that's why I make it a point to step back. On my Discord server, people have had these conversations and I don't get involved because I want to, but I also know I might bully somebody if they're wrong, and I don't want to do that. I want you to have your own experience and enjoy it as best you can. And that can be said for many people. The INTJ community as a whole would rather just sit at home, read the books, paint their models, and pretend they're playing against somebody, or if they are, doing it over Discord instead. This tweet statement from Demon Face Shay is bait. 100% bait, because you want the engagement from it. And I find these kind of tweets frustrating, which is why I have to reference it now, because you are saying what it's like to be a trans. Okay, sometimes. Okay, so not all the time then. That's good to know. That really is. I should point out, this kind of belief is not shared by a vast number of those in the United Kingdom where the hobby you like comes from. And to whoever it is that has me blocked, that's adorable, quite frankly. I have no idea who you are. You're clearly one of the most important people I should ever know about having me blocked. Since taking a very firm stance in favour of supporting the Irish people, Conor McGregor has taken a lot of flack from others who disavow him. Politicians included, who I believe have made it a point to pigeonhole him and many others as far right. Conor McGregor on Twitter. Potential competition if I run. Jerry, 78, Bertie, 75, Ender, 74. Each with unbreakable ties to their individual parties' politics. Regardless of what the public outside of their parties feel, these parties govern themselves versus govern the people. Or me, 35, young, active, passionate, fresh skin in the game. I listen, I support, I adapt. I have no affiliation, bias, favoritism towards any party. They would genuinely be held to account regarding the current sway of public feeling. I'd even put it all to vote. There'd be votes every week to make sure I can fund it. It would not be me in power as president, people of Ireland. It would be me and you, because people want him to run for office. Elon Musk. I think you could take them all single-handed, not even fair. Conor McGregor retweeted this with, I'd fancy my chances, Elon, 100%. I'd need to be nominated either by, and there are a lot of processes for it, by the way. Yeah. But he does point out at the end, to be a voice of the people that deserve to be heard. President of Ireland is a unique position to other countries, but it would demand response to questioning. Dialect would be so good for us in the public. Our people feel ignored, unheard, until of course election time. Then the waffle begins. I agree, and this applies to every country. Right now the Conservatives are scrambling to try and pay lip service to the very people they have already stabbed in the back, whilst also fighting themselves. America's gearing up for an election season as well, and I've seen enough cringy videos supporting Biden, because apparently only with Biden can you solve things like hunger.
I want to live in an America where children have enough food to eat. And you know what? With Biden, we can.
That's a load of bollocks, by the way, unless you intend to seize the means of production. Elon Musk replied to this with, that is an obscure process for sure. The people of Ireland deserve more clarity and transparency in how their leaders are chosen. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. I kind of want to see him run, because you can't bribe him, and we know a lot of politicians are quite fond of a pound note, or a euro note in this instance. He has his own money, his own distillery, he has his own brewery, he has a lot of things that are his own, and, well, he's made a lot of money from it. This could get interesting. I like it. I guess while we're in the ballpark of politics, we should probably talk about the French farmers, because this stuff is, hilarious, and I want the French government to listen to them for a change instead of fobbing them off, but they will fob them off because election season is nowhere near. Alpha Fox on Twitter. French farmer protests have returned, shooting manure and covering city council buildings over green taxes, which are killing their businesses and livelihoods. Count Dankula retweeted, "Why do governments insist on effing with the people who literally grow our food?" Here's the video. I couldn't agree more, by the way, with this. We have seen when governments like to talk about how they're putting more money into the pocket of the people, what they're actually doing is finding another way to tax other people who they think either don't pay their way or won't notice when things are harder for them to do. For example, farmers. In my country, we don't grow enough food to feed our people, so we import. But we do have farmers, and we do grow a lot of food. Yet our government also tries to find a way to stiff them at every opportunity. Or they increase the duty tax on alcohol because they think that will solve the problem. But since there's a trend of alcohol sales going down with the newer generation of people, that's not working well for them because they don't know how to balance this, do they? There's a fine line. Some people don't get it. I guess while we're in the ballpark of fine lines, I'm going to reference 2 tweets of my own. I recently did a fundraiser at the behest, request, idea, suggestion of one of my patrons via a Twitch stream on Monday to crowdfund a gift for my father. He had recently lost somebody and that person meant the world to him. So I wanted to get him a memento similar to what I have. On the year of my mother's passing every year I have a glass of Gentleman Jack from a bottle that my friend David bought me on the night she died. I wanted to do something similar for my dad so he could toast that person every year. I don't make much money on YouTube. Everyone knows this. If you think I do, you're delusional. You really are. I don't. I have a job away from this and that pays my bills. This is my job, but I'm not wealthy at all. That goal was smashed overnight. And the bottle is in my possession. It's on the Not Worth a Cork Instagram if you want to see it. He will receive that when I next see him at Christmas, and he did tell me to tell you all that helped. Thank you. You've made my old man smile. Restore his faith a bit. Because it turns out people on the internet aren't all black pill boomer Karens. But there are some that are. You know who you are. So these tweets are for you. To the silly individual trying to pwn me over my attempts to cheer my father up, grow up. He just lost someone. I wanted to make him smile. The remarkable generosity shown is truly remarkable and put a smile on his face. Ultimately, that is the only thing that matters. If doing this makes me a grifter, so be it. I'm hardly going to care about a label being assigned to me by anyone. I will repeat this point, as optics and irony seem to be lost on many. I've inserted a part there for you. Grow up. So to the last subject, we've got to talk about, and this one's tricky because this might get demonetized now. The man who you cannot name, the literal he who should not be named, the Voldemort of all social media without a wand. Because he just thinks by owning one you're turning the friggin' frogs gay. Yes, I am talking about a man called Alex. Let's call him that, because I don't want to get demonetized and I think I might anyway. Over a number of weeks, months, since Elon Musk took over Twitter, rebranded to X, many have queried whether or not Alex Jones would be allowed back on the platform. Elon Musk shot most of it down, but it hasn't stopped. There are reasons why. You could certainly talk about Sandy Hook. You can talk about free speech absolutist ideas anyway. You can talk about what got him yeeted in the first place off Twitter. Elon Musk put out a Twitter poll. Close to 2 million people voted on this. The simple question, reinstate Alex Jones on this platform? Vox Populi, Vox Dei. Yes, winning with 70.1% of the vote. What I'm going to do now is read some relevant tweets from other people, and you can draw your own perspective and opinion on the subject. I am not going to give an opinion on this, just present it as it is, because this one's divisive. Brian Krasenstein. Breaking. It appears as if Alex Jones will be reinstated on X. My thoughts, please read. I think what he did to the Sandy Hook parents was insanely horrible. At the same time, I'm sure there are thousands of other people who have done really bad things off of who are posting on X and other platforms as well. One's behavior off of X shouldn't determine one's access to X. I know this will likely anger people, but as long as Jones doesn't post here breaking the law, doxing people or defaming them, then he should have access to post whatever he could say if he was standing in the middle of 5th Avenue in New York City. If X claims to be a free speech platform, they need to allow free speech. I also don't feel it's fair for advertisers to use this against them. Would advertisers advertise at a New York City sponsored event if there was the possibility that someone could say something terrible but legal on the streets in New York City? Included some polls. Keemstar. Alex Jones will be unbanned soon on X. The Quartering. Eric Wolf Jones, retweeted by The Quartering, had said Tucker Carlson's interview with the most censored man in the world drops tonight. The Quartering. Think about how much letting Alex Jones back on X would make the machine rage Elon Musk. It's time. Before his poll, Elon had said, "We'll consider in general, since this platform aspires to be the global town square, permanent bans should be extremely rare. Also, if he does say something false on this platform, then community notes will correct him, whereas that would not be the case elsewhere. Let's hold a poll." Count Dankula. Return of the King. Alex Jones has been unbanned. Piers Morgan had on Talk TV had a conversation with Count Dankula and tweeted a clip of that out by saying he has the right to say it. Quote from Count Dankula, YouTuber Mark Meekan, is it Marcus, tells Piers Morgan why he thinks Elon Musk was right to reinstate Alex Jones's X account. Count Dankula retweeted, hairline looking like I rolled in there to smoke sequoia boogers. That poop ain't nothing to me, man. Now the clip in question I can't play because it's 2 minutes 23 and I'd rather you got the context. But I will explain what happened. Piers Morgan seems to be on the side of not free speech absolutist. Dankula takes a very firm stance that what you say and the consequences of it are not the same thing. So you should be allowed to say whatever you think. When Piers tried to use reductio ad absurdum, Dankula still said and maintained a consistent position of he has the right to say it, which is the quote from Piers's tweet. He's trying to use it against him for bait and clicks. Fully understand that. I've inserted part of an opinion here, haven't I? It's mostly semantics based, okay? At time of recording on the 15th of December 2023, Alex Jones has been reinstated to the platform of Twitter. If you're interested in following him or going to other platforms like Threads, do it. Do whatever makes you feel better on social media. That's the point of it after all. If you go out there looking for a fight, go out there and look for a fight. If you go out there to troll, go out there and troll. If you just want to have conversation, you probably don't want to have it on Twitter because that's not where discourse takes place. It turns out you could say the nicest thing on the planet and somebody will find a way to crap on it, or somebody will look for a way to crap on it. A gesture perhaps, because why do something nice when you can try and spin it? Because you're a dickhead. I'm a bit of a dickhead, but there are lines I don't cross.